Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1360 of our daily content grind, and it's a rare news roundup where instead of recording it the day of, I am actually recording it the night before, because if any more news drops, this is going to have to be like a two-part news roundup, because it has been one of the busiest news weeks for Transformers I have ever seen outside of like a San Diego Comic-Con or Toy Fair news dump. No, this is like a loaded week, and it starts with one of the most anticipated toys of the year finally being leaked. 86 Megatron, oh my god. Oh my god. This thing is amazing. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Now, remember when a bunch of people said it was going to be a gun because that's the only way it would be a real 86 Megatron, despite every bit of logic, every bit of US toy gun laws, and every bit of Hasbro statements over the last 30 plus years? You remember how a bunch of people said it would be a retool of Megatronus because Megatronus also had that little barrel piece? A bunch of people look really silly right now. I told you months ago it was gonna be a tank. So yeah, look at this thing. Look at how nice this is. Look how clean it is. Or just take you on the 360. Look at the backside. Like, yeah, there's some kibble in the back of the legs, and you can obviously see the treads, but like, I was expecting a big backpack of parts because that's the only way they figured out how to transform the Siege one. I was waiting for like a big backpack of parts and panels like 86 Optimus has. No. It's just a super clean robot all the way around that does an incredible job at hiding the tank shell. Like, it's absolutely magnificent is what it is. It's not flawless, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, it ain't flawless. I think the biggest thing that people have been bringing up is the shade of blue, the blue tint to his lower legs. That does look weird. And I think a lot of people would have been happier and it would have looked better if it was just kind of a neutral gray color. Hopefully this is an early example that's going to get fixed, like a running change before like it's mass released. Though typically these stolen toy people typically get their hands on factory production versions of these things, the ones that will eventually make it to retail. Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. There's almost this conspiracy theory in my head that says that Hasbro intentionally releases things when it's a toy that has low chance of being a repaint, because, you know, you're not going to be able to repaint them into anything that's recognizable. Super obscure things like Black Megatron, no one's going to buy. This really doesn't have any repaint options, so it's almost like a conspiracy in my head that Hasbro intentionally does this sometimes so they can release a corrected version later on. We have seen that twice now with Galvatron, another toy that has not a lot of repaint options outside of Toy Accurate. And then they just said, oh, well, here it is again, but without the battle damage. Oh, here it is again, but we actually got the color tones correct this time. It wouldn't surprise me if they re-released this toy, did a second run where it was, air quote, fixed. It's very conspiracy theory yummy, but I think it's absolutely possible. Still looks amazing. Still looks absolutely amazing. Is there, like, yeah, like, the comparison shots to Optimus, like, they were going for a match to 86 Optimus Prime, by all standards, a mini masterpiece, but under a liter budget. And I think they nailed it. I think they absolutely nailed it. Also, Megatron is holding himself in this photo. Don't take that out of context. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. And then there's the tank mode. The tank mode is also really impressive. I don't know, like, just from the photos, I had no idea how that many tank treads, and that basically just the whole shell of that tank came out of that robot. It's a lot of really good trickery. It's a lot of really good mass placement in the toy, and a lot of work done by those legs. But it's an incredibly impressive tank. I thought they'd go Cybertronian. I didn't think it'd be this close to a real world tank. Like, I genuinely expected them to have to go, like, with some crazy weird design. You know, outside, really the only weird design here is the turret. You know, which is, like, weirdly blocky because it's just his arms folded up. And then, you know, what is actually the scope of a gun acting as a turret barrel. I am glad they went this direction. I think it looks way better than I expected it to. So outside of that weird leg color issue, I think they did a fantastic job. Like, I think that's an extraordinary job that they've done. Now, keep an eye out. Like I said, wouldn't surprise me if they did like a air quote fixed version down the road. But for now, yeah, that's just really nice. It's really nice. Studio Series has more for you. We have a shot of Scavenger. Seems to be at a Japanese toy event. And Scavenger looks basically the way modern Scavengers tend to look. Wide-shouldered due to how he transforms. A little bit hollowed out in the inner arms because Combiner has to be lighter. And then, yeah, tread legs. Like he just kind of looks typical. He just kind of looks typical. But there you go. For the first time, you get to see all 6 completed versions of the Constructicons all together. We don't have a shot of them fully combined, so the full Devastator is still not a mystery, but we still have yet to see it in real production colors. I'm sure that is right around the corner if we've got all of these out here now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having the whole set. They look really good. And the 2 that I have already are really good. So, looking forward to this. There's another leak for you for Studio Series. This is Widowmaker. We saw listings for a toy named Widowmaker, but we had not known the design until now. So, for those who do not know, Widowmaker was supposed to be Stinger. She was slated to appear in Age of Extinction as Bumblebee's rival, had the same vehicle mode that Stinger ended up with, by the way, until they decided to switch ideas and go with what is essentially an evil Bumblebee. So this is what we were originally going to get. So this is something of a Studio Series concept series piece, which is cool because there are a lot of design concepts left on the cutting room floor that I would love to see toys of. And I know everyone starts screaming transit every time that is mentioned. But we're getting Widowmaker first to test the waters because it is a really good looking design. It's a really good looking toy. I don't really like movie aesthetic Studio Series anymore, but I might even consider this if it's solid enough in engineering. I know everyone looked at the shape of those shoulders and how this torso works and goes. Now retool it into Knockout. It's got a lot of work before this could be Knockout. The body shape is correct, but where the wheels end up are not correct. This wouldn't show the correct details for Knockout. It's better, but it's still pretty far off. It does kind of show they could do it, though. That's encouraging. So, it's a nice looking toy. I'm eager to see like official photos of it, so we get to see like accessories and things and see how good it really can look. But no, it's cool. Now, Takara showed off this teaser image showing off the two new Constructicons that have only been shown at toy shows so far. The Elita one that I feel like I've had pre-ordered for a year and she just keeps getting pushed back. The 86 Megatron we just saw. You can see he also, by the way, it wasn't shown in those photos that I showed you, but he does come with his energy sword. So he kind of has a match for the Energon axe if you want to battle Optimus with that. The big thing here is that we get our first silhouetted look at the Studio Series Deluxe Starscream from the Bumblebee movie. he is looking very Starscream. So the teaser itself is a little dated, you know? So, like, we've already got to see 3 of the 5 figures on here this week. And then Elita, we've been looking at for, like, half a year now. We've had like, the prototype shots. We've had the CAD shot of her for a long time. It's kind of silly to... like, censor it out now like this. But yeah, they were doing their own little teasing things, and they did another one that I think is far more interesting. Another dramatic capture series set is on the way. This one featuring Reflector, as well as another Seeker, which is obviously going to end up being Thundercracker, to replicate a scene from More Than Meets the Eye. No announced date or price, and obviously we don't know how they're going to be changed up. Presume it's going to be like the other ones in these lines, and it's just going to be all of them just cleaned up, cartoon accurate decos as hard as they can, and more premium. Dramatic capture does tend to be a lot more premium, with like silver paint for Megatron instead of just like flat gray, for instance. So I would expect this to look pretty good, and it does kind of make me wonder if they've done Starscream and Thundercracker. I presume Skywarp is going to follow. I'm not entirely sure what dramatic capture scene Skywarp would be in, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Skywarp soon. But no, I'm eager to see the Reflectors. I'll suck it up and take another Thundercracker and just send it off to eBay. But I want to see Reflector. That's one of my boys. 3 of my boys. I like Reflector. I think he's incredibly underutilized. I would love to see what the improvements are to that toy, because I like that toy. Alright, let's go back to domestic toy news, because we have this for Transformers Earthspark. I still can't find the deluxes anywhere. None of my stores are interested in restocking right now. All of my targets, I think, have been barren for over a month now, which is ridiculous. But there is an upcoming deluxe Megatron that has been redone with glow-in-the-dark plastic parts. It doesn't say or show which parts are glow-in-the-dark. From what I can see, this is mostly the same toy, though I do see some brighter spots on it, like around the chest, like that line around the Decepticon symbol on his chest. Maybe some of the lines on his forearms as well. This might not be glow-in-the-dark plastic, because that's what the TFW article says, but there's nothing to specify that. It might just be lines of glow-in-the-dark paint, just to give it like a little bit of a gimmickry, which is fine, you know, as long as it doesn't, you know, like jack the price up or anything. Fine, absolutely throw a little bit of glow-in-the-dark in, just for fun, just to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm going with that. It does give me hope that there might be a little bit more life in the deluxe line for Earthspark, just for the fact that there are still toys in the line I want, and I really don't want to pay eBay prices to get a hold of them. This would be nice. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we covered domestic Transformer updates. Let's go back to Japan. So, Wild King showed off Wave 2 of their Energy Beasts. These are the in-hand shots. Someone got a hold of all of them, so we get a good look at them now. So there is Ignite Leo. Really like the bright red flaming colors on him. Someone also figured out that, yes, he can be brave moded. What I like is that he's taking elements that feel similar to past Transformers, because, like, there is a bit of Lio Convoy with the lion head off on his right shoulder, and it does open up into a shield the same way Lio Convoy's does. Also, that blade tail made up of the rear of the lion gives me a few vibes of Magnaboss and, like, his weapon. Or I guess specifically Prowl from that set. It's a cool figure. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, and the combination mode looks good. Colors match Optimus real nice. Drill No Horn. He's doing that like stubby leg configuration. Nice earthy colors. The pickaxe, which felt weird when it came with Light Long, now makes perfect sense when you're coming up with a digger character. You know, the tunneler. So yeah, that actually works a lot better. Looks good. Like the brown tones. Looks fine. It's actually a pretty good opposite pairing with Light Long, also being like the brown and yellow area. The one I can never remember the name of, because this is a really odd one. Spirituan, which I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that. As a Spinosaur, he is a little bit rough, but he does have enough retooled parts from Captain Volca to kind of get away with it, which is nice. Again, the earth tones look good. I can imagine some fun, like, parallel combinations with some of the other members we just saw. Yep, and there he is attached to Megatron. You got another long tail to play with across these, and you got a Spinosaur blade to figure out. Thunderbeak is the important one here, because Thunderbeak is our first, basically all-around bot, our first flyer. This one also has a lot of extra features to them. So, yeah, you get the part breakdown. They can form a backpack, which is the first time that any of these energy beasts can do that. So yeah, Flight Pack is kind of cool to be able to add on. The more important aspect is that the shield for Thunderbeak can fit onto the chest and allow for five energy, element energies to be attached at the same time, which gives you the full shield, like so, and gives you a full powered combination. Now, we're still waiting for 5 dinos and 5 beasts to be released in this toy line, so you can't make a full combination of all of them just yet. As you can see here, you'd be one short. There's no leaf back in this shot, but Megatron is one short of actually working this out. And here's the thing, I really like how the Spinosaur, how Volca and Spirituan look parallel to each other. That actually makes Megatron look really, really cool. I really, really like that. It's also important to know that Thunderbeak can also form an arm and a leg, just like any others. You just get the benefit that he can also form a backpack. So yeah, triple combination mode on top of the robot and beast modes he's got. Doing a lot for such a little figure. Doing a lot. Yeah, it's a really cool wave. I have 2 of them on pre-order. The other 2 sold out before I could get them on pre-order, so I'm going to have to go different means of getting a hold of them. I got them off of Amazon Japan. I know someone else said, like, oh, go here. They sell them here, too. I'm going to have to look for the other 2 elsewhere. Oh, but that's not all. Because they announced Wave 3. This is the news cycle that never ends. So, for Wave 3, we have our brand new Water Dino. This is Abyss Rain. Cool name. Stegosaurus, cool. Dark blue and purple. Light blue to hit details. Super cool look. Ninja look. Also, between the coloration and the structure of the face, potentially our token female of the energy beasts. I'm guessing there because there's nothing indicating a gender, no bio or anything to describe the character. Hasn't appeared in the cartoon yet, so there's a lot of ifs here, but I wouldn't mind it. It'd be nice. And yeah, like I said, this is just a super pretty figure. The only issue I would take with it is the fact that those blades, the back of the Stegosaurus, do not reach the back. If it was a more flush fit, this would look way better. But yeah, I think it's a really cool addition. Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute. So that one sold individually, and now we have the 2 packs. Nemesis Prime, obvious repaint. I have no idea why he still has an Autobot logo on him. Yeah, pretty typical stuff. It's a black Optimus Prime, no surprises. He is coming with a lava mulator. I'm not screwing that up. Lava mulator. These lines have weird names. He is a bull, so he is another one of our energy beasts for the mammal side of things. I believe he is our fire mammal. He's actually, no, I take this back. He's another fire mammal. Huh. That just clicked. We've already got Ignite Leo, and now we have Lava Mulator. So now I'm really confused what's going on here. No, he's using the same stance as Ignite Leo in Beast Mode. He comes with an axe rather than the pickaxe, which is an upgrade as far as I am concerned. Yeah, it's another neat beast. And you know, whatever you can throw in, whatever gets thrown in here to make this a little bit more interesting, fine by me. I will take as much variety with this line as I can. Megatron, this is Dark Megatron. So the thing about the story in Wild King is that Optimus and Megatron had put their differences aside and become friends in order to save Cybertron. And this kind of gives me the vibes that Megatron in the series right now is not a true villain. Maybe a little bit drunk with power, but not a true villain. These feel like the villains for the series. I think this is eventually going to be the villain of the series. Cool colors, though. I do like how it ends up looking. And then we have Frost Saber. Cool name, cool design. Ooh, I like this. We have a Similodon, or saber-toothed tiger. Take your pick. Very cool colors. The gold accent is really nice on this one. Yeah, and the blue works really well for this. I'd really like to see it on Nemesis, where blue is like a more traditional tertiary color. Yeah, really cool piece. Really cool piece. I mean, this line, man. This line has so little to work with, but it does so much with it that it's incredibly impressive to me. I'll be honest, this is dropping at a time where money's going to be bad because I got a convention to go to. But I'm probably still pre-ordering these as soon as I'm done recording this video, just because they're that good and I don't want to have to struggle to find them later on. You know, like I'm already 2 beasts behind. But yeah, this is just such a good lineup. I love having the options. I love how this line is just like milking things in a way where I can see the budget, but I don't care because they're doing it in such a clever way. Moving on, let's talk Swapicons for a bit, because we got Swapicon news too. We have a new 5-pack that has been revealed. I can't even find the first 5-pack anywhere around here. I just want to get my little skull cruncher. But now we have another one, which includes Ramjet and Decepticon Sandstorm. Interesting that the canceled G2 character who just got a toy, last year? Has now suddenly got a gimmick toy devoted to him, but that's mostly so Ramjet can have a partner that matches color-wise with him, so I get that. But not caring about color matching is Optimus Prime and Hound, as well as the added figure Scorponok. So we get a tiny little Scorponok guy here, and too. Yeah, and typical, like, the super cartoony faces, which is not really my thing, but it's what it is, it's whatever. I'm looking at these designs, like, if, I will admit, I have not looked at my Swapicons in a hot minute. Like, that Hound looks like it's just an Optimus Prime, with the window chest and the grill belly. I'm not sure what it's going for here, or if they just didn't care enough to retool it properly, whatever. Kind of funny to me. There you see your possible combinations. Your Optimus in his trailer, and then the weird combinations you can do. There's Ramjet looking correct, and then other weird combos. I think this is a super dumb line, but I have fun with it. So I wouldn't be opposed to this if I could find it in person. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it. I might go out of my way to get this. We have another Swapicon 2-pack that has been discovered. This is Nemesis Prime and Clench. Clench. You know, the Euro G1 Decepticon. Clench in 2025 is getting a new toy, and it's just this silly gimmick figure. That's so weird and crazy to me. We also have shots on the back of some of the other characters that we are getting in this line. Unfortunately, I can't make out, I don't think they even have names listed here. Yes, it only mentions Starscream, Snarl, and Ravage in the news article. But I can see what also looks to be Slipstream in there as well, which I have to presume is Starscream's partner. I'm not sure who the Ravage partner would be. Probably Rumble, because like the black can combine with each other. It's hard to tell. Like, it looks like we also get Grimlock and Snarl. So yeah, that looks like it is. It looks like it's Grimlock and Snarl, Rumble and Ravage, and then Starscream and Slipstream. That seems like it. Yeah, because you can see the combinations. Like, you can see half of a Stegosaurus in the back, half a Starscream jet. Okay, this continues to be a really stupid toy line. Speaking of stupid toy lines, so a Megasting Bumblebee has been revealed. We have stock images for it, even though they are small potato quality. This is a repaint of a 2015 figure. This is a 10-year-old mold that Hasbro is spitting back out with a slightly different deco, just to fill out space on a toy shelf because of Earthspark's cancellation. They're just kind of rushing some product onto shelves so they don't miss any shelf time at Walmart and Target. So this is just like kind of a rush job figure. You can see it's in the new generic packaging that the last Earthspark toys are getting. Same packaging that Cyberworld is getting. Yeah, it's filler. It's basically what it is. It's filler. But speaking of Cyberworld, the first trailer for it dropped, so you finally get to see something of what they've got going on here. Yeah, it just kind of looks like they visit a planet that revolves around video game style challenges, and you know they have to face them in these little 5-minute episodes. And here's the weird thing about it: the animation doesn't look bad. You know, we see a shot of Elita 1 as a speedboat, which we have not seen since literally her first toy, which was a BotCon exclusive repaint of Cybertron Thunderblast. We're going all the way back there for Elita 1 this time. She just kind of gets to be this amalgamous thing, you know, where we're like, in the last, 3 years, we've seen Elita 1 as a car, a truck, a speedboat, a motorcycle in Transformers 1. She can be whatever she wants. But surprising to me is like the animation actually looks decent on this series. Like, I actually don't mind the look. And you can also glean just a little bit of the plot here. You've got, like, there's Grimlock, Optimus is in the middle, Bumblebee is beside him. But you look on the far right, like, that's Megatron. That's the bull Megatron. And I presume Galvatron next to him. They're going to work together here. Autobots and Decepticons are going to work together in this series, apparently, and that alone has me a little bit more intrigued as to what they're doing. Also, the red shading on this keeps making me think this is a shot of Primal Prime. Whatever. It's interesting, because it absolutely looks like there's more budget put into this than Wild King, you know, like, by far. Okay, let's wind down. We got some weird news to start finishing off the week with. Some random stuff. Speaking of cartoons, do you remember My Neza and Transformers, the Chinese cartoon that was revealed in 2019, and no one has seen it in 6 years? Well, we're getting it. So there is a China International Cartoon and Animation Festival happening. This is going to be happening, I believe... Yeah, it's underway right now. As of this video, it is likely ended, thanks to time zone shenanigans. But no, it's going to appear here. There's a whole display for it and everything. Whether or not we actually get to see any animation from it, here in the States, we won't. But whether or not animation is actually shown, we don't know. But at the very least, they haven't given up on it. They're still trying. It's going to be super weird when this show comes out like 4 years from now and they're like still using 2015, like, or no, this isn't even 2015. This is, what is this? It's like, I made the mistake earlier, like the Bumblebee I showed is not 2015, it's Cyberverse, so that's 2018. Yeah, like 2018 character designs are gonna like come out 10 years after we stopped using them. It's gonna be nuts when this finally drops, just like the weird time capsule it's gonna end up being. YOLO Park. Okay, so we have some news outside of official product. Outside of official direct from Hasbro or Takara product. Yeah, they're just teasing another AMK Pro series figure, which in this case is going to be Bumblebee movie Soundwave, who looks like he's going to be very much like movie Soundwave. You know, no real surprises there, but cool for the Bumblebee movie collectors. You're going to get one more to add to your collection, and we've talked about the AMK Pro toys. They are very, very good and very impressive. And to wrap us up, we do have one silly bit of news so we can go out with. Mochibots showed off their Wave 4 plushies for Transformers, which you can see here. We have a Soundwave complete with a Ravage purse. And there's a Shattered Glass version as well. We got Shockwave. And here, interestingly enough, we have Decepticon Mirage, who only appeared in the Machinima series. Oh, no, not Machinima. Netflix series. And became part of that exclusive toy line. Weird pull. Super weird pull. Now keep in mind, these kind of work the same way as, you know, toys do. Instead of molds, they have fabric patterns that they follow. So it's likely they just switched up the colors that they were going with on like a previously used Mirage just to give another release out of that particular pattern. Feels like what it is. Don't know if I'm correct or not. Just feels like it. But that's the weirdest bit of the news, and that is going to do it for our news roundup this week. You know, we've gone over half an hour here. I told you, this is a crazy news week. This is absolutely like one of the most insane news weeks I've ever seen. So, yeah, I'm glad I got out of the way early. But, as always, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.